team. I'm headed off to Europe for 2 months, and packing for 2 months is a tough task. Fortunately, we are going for Euro summer, so it is a little bit easier than it would be in winter, but packing is just honestly always a bit of a thing, and I don't want to end up wearing the same shorts and t-shirt like I normally do. We are leaving this evening and it is 11:15 at the moment, so I'm gonna get straight into it. We're going to start off with button-up shirts. Now, I think button-up shirts are probably the most overlooked piece, at least for myself, in a summer wardrobe. They do a lot of heavy lifting because you can wear them kind of buttoned up at dinner or you can dress them down. The first piece that I'll be taking is this long sleeve from Asher Jasper. Now, Asher Jasper is an Australian brand. Everything's made in Australia. He sources a whole bunch of dead stock fabrics and the quality really goes to match. This is actually an Italian cotton, I believe, and it's only fitting since I'm going to Italy that I have to bring an Italian cotton shirt. The second button up I'll be taking is this one from Vaucluse Studios. Now, I really love a sort of cream or a neutral tone, especially when you're in a warm summery place. I think this one will look really good at dinner and it will also look really good unbuttoned at the beach. And then I have this black one from Porter James Sport. Now, with a black shirt, I think the silhouette and the fit have to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Obviously, it is a more simple piece, but has a really nice boxy, oversized fit. It makes it look good with pretty much anything. And then another one from Vaucluse Studios. Now, this one is a heavy cotton canvas, which is going to be on the warmer side, but it looks too good to pass up on. And the final shirt is this blue striped long sleeve from Vaucluse Studios. Now, for some reason, these blue stripes just go with everything. I think there's a lot of brands that have done a version of the shirt and they're all great, but you really just need a blue striped shirt in a summer wardrobe. The funny thing with this is that it is polyester, and I know polyester does cop a lot of hate, but it does serve a purpose. If you've ever been in a small little hotel room bathroom trying to iron a cotton shirt or a linen shirt, biggest nightmare. Polyester just tends to look good as soon as you pull it out of your suitcase. So personally, I'm okay with it. Yeah, it does get a little bit sweaty and it isn't as comfortable as cotton, but there is a time and a place for everything. And then we're going to move on to long pants. So this is probably going to be the easiest because I'm not really going to wear long pants all that much, and there's only so much you can do in a hot place when it comes to long pants. I probably will only bring 3 pairs max. I think most people overpack here. I think I'm probably overpacking by bringing 3, but they all do serve a different purpose. The first pair I have is these ones from Porter James Sport again. Now, these pants I have been seeing everywhere. They have a dart at the knee and they're this super comfortable material. I just can't explain it. You've got to try them to feel it. These ones, the silhouette does a lot of the heavy lifting and they're just an easy black pant that doesn't crease. Something you're going to notice is that I hate ironing. So a lot of the pieces I'm going to pick out are things that just don't need to be ironed when I pull them out of my suitcase. Now, the second pair of pants are these linen pants from a brand called St. Agni. Now, these are technically a woman's pair of pants, but what I tend to find with women's linen pants is that firstly, they are better quality, and secondly, they tend to be a lot more baggy. I find for some reason men's brands only tend to make skinny linen pants and I can't stand it. It looks terrible. I had to get these ones tailored because they were very long. The last pair I'll be bringing are these Acne 2023 light wash denim. I'm actually tossing up between these and a pair that I'm waiting on the mail for. My fingers are crossed that DHL pull through today. I have a pair of dark indigo denim from Porter James Sport as well. It's meant to be delivered today. I'm just hoping it comes before I head to the airport. It's either that or these. The thing I like about the light wash denim is it, again, looks really good in a coastal setting. Indigo will be more for, when we're walking around the street. This is definitely the more versatile pair. Mine are incredibly big. I've put them through the washing machine too many times. I don't think you're really meant to chuck expensive jeans in the washing machine, but I have got so much use out of them, and despite the price tag, it has been worth it on cost per wear for me. We're going to move on to t-shirts. Now, t-shirts, again, is another thing that I think people way overpack on, especially when you can pick button-up shirts. I'm always going to pick button-ups over t-shirts when I actually want to make an elevated sort of outfit. And at the end of the day, if you're picking graphic t-shirts or just anything loud, you're probably not going to be able to wear them with the rest of your wardrobe. My picks are honestly just a simple few things that I will take you through. The first one I'm actually already wearing, and it is this black COS women's singlet. Now, I have tried every ribbed singlet under the sun. I always come back to these ones from COS. They are cheap, are so incredibly comfortable. They have the perfect length. I find a lot of these tend to be way too long or they're cropped up your stomach. I honestly couldn't recommend a piece of clothing more. I only have them in black and white, but I'm pretty sure they make like 20 colors as well. So go crazy if you're into that. Of course, I have the same COS singlet in white. Nothing more I really need to say about that. Also perfect. And then I have this rolled sleeve tank from Venroy. Now it's made of Tencel, which is a really nice feeling material. It almost feels like a knitted light wool. I can't really explain it. I don't know too much about the fabrics itself. It feels really high quality and it will be perfect in this cream color. Then for plain t-shirts, I have this black shirt from Sacred Archive, another made in Australia brand, amazing quality. I've had this one for incredibly long and it still looks pretty much just as good as the day I got it. And then for a white tee, I have this sample from my own brand, Options Department, which is coming pretty soon. I'm hoping that when I get back from Europe, I'll be able to release my first collection. And I've been working on it for so incredibly long, so I'm very excited to show you the pieces. This tee is pretty heavyweight. It is 350 GSM and it fits on the slightly cropped side of things. Again, with these t-shirts, I think the silhouette is what's going to do the heavy lifting, especially with these simple colors. And again, they'll just go with everything and really elevate an outfit. I think the most important thing with a tee is to opt for a off-white instead of a pure white. I think you'll find that it lasts way longer between washes, and a pure white just looks pretty rough, pretty quick, especially when you're traveling and scrunching it up in your suitcase all the time. The last tee, which actually needs a bit of an iron, is this one from Acne Studios. Now, I love this thing to death. You've probably seen it if you follow me on Instagram so many times. It is a really expensive t-shirt, but the cost per wear I've got out of this thing makes it so incredibly worth it. And the only jumper that I'm going to take with me is this one from Entire Studios. It's probably hardly going to get touched, but I do need one for the plane and I feel like I can't just go away without bringing a jumper. It feels wrong. So at least this one is comfy and it doesn't take up too much space if I don't wear it that much. Next up, we'll move on to shorts. Now, I probably should have started with shorts because I'm going to be wearing these more than anything else that I'm taking, but I do find shorts pretty easy. This pair of shorts is probably going to carry my entire summer wardrobe. I know I'm going to be wearing them every day and more than anything else. They're a sample, again, from Options Department, my own brand. They're not a final sample. I have made a few changes since, but not in this color, but they're pretty close to perfect. They're exactly how I like a pair of pants to fit. I'll actually have some samples that are going to get sent to me over in Europe from my manufacturer in a grey and a brown, so keep an eye out for them. And another pair of pleated shorts since I won't have my samples for a few weeks. These are from Sweats Collective. Also love these things to death. I think my favorite outfit of all time, and I know it's so simple, is grey pleated shorts, a black tank top, and white socks and loafers. I have this pair of raw denim shorts that I picked up in Korea from like a small random store. It generally doesn't even have a tag besides a size tag, and I hate to be that guy, but they're actually pretty low quality, but I think they look amazing. I know Seventh is a brand that do a really similar pair, so if you do want to find them, let me know and I'll link them to you. But again, not normally a denim guy, but I really do like raw denim and the fit on these is beautiful. And then a pair of gym shorts, which obviously also double as swim shorts. They dry quicker than any swim shorts as well. These ones are from Lululemon and I have probably 5 pairs of them. I wear them every single day to the gym. And I have 2 fun pairs of swim shorts. These are both from Earl's collection. I struggle with swim shorts because they're always pretty much short shorts and I hate that. These are nice and long and they look a little bit different. I have them in charcoal and then I also have them in green with this sort of yellow ripstop pattern on top. Now onto footwear. Now this one for me is tough. They take up the most space and they're also the heaviest. I'm going to try limit myself to 3 pairs. I actually want to pick up a pair over in Europe. Zara in Europe have these sandals. I need something to kind of replace my Havaianas. So I'll chuck those up on screen. They're like these leather sort of, they look like Havaianas, but they're leather. I'm going to try to pick them up when I land, but for the rest of my shoes, I'm going to limit it to 3 pairs. First up is this pair of Acne Studios loafers. Now loafers are the best. I think they look absolutely amazing with the most simple of outfits. As I said before, grey pleated pants, black tank top, loafers, best outfit of all time. For my daily sort of shoes, I have these Miu Miu New Balances that I honestly searched so incredibly long to find. They are on the smaller side too. They don't do a full run of men's sizes as they are women's shoes, but they are that perfect beige and I can just see myself walking around an Italian cobblestone street in these. Absolutely perfect. Because we're going to the Dolomites, I needed something that was hiking appropriate and honestly just for when we're going on longer walks because I don't know if the Miu Mius are going to cop that and I don't want to beat them up too much. I picked up these pair of Salomon XT4s. I wanted to find something a little bit different to the XT6s that everyone seems to wear. I found there's only a few you can really pick up and I wasn't too inspired by them. So I found these and I think they are really nice and different. They are a little bit more chunky than the XT6s, but I think they look great. And the majority of my Dolomites fits, which I'm not actually going to be showing in this video, will go really nice with this green. But do keep an eye out for those fits. They will be on my Instagram. For the final part, we're going to be moving on to accessories. We'll start off with hats just because I'm a hat guy. I think they're the easiest way to mix up an outfit, and I have a whole bunch of samples here from my own brand, which I'm really excited about. So I'll take you through each one by one. First up is this sample I have. It's this navy pinstripe hat from Options Department. Now, I've spent so incredibly long sampling hats. I have spent thousands of dollars trying to get the perfect shape, the perfect fit, just because there are so many elements that go into a hat, you wouldn't believe it. I've gone for a softer brim here just because I find they're a lot more comfortable, especially on wool hats. And it also has a shortened brim and a mid to low profile. Here's my alarm saying I need to get out of here. So the hat has a structured front. It has a Velcro backing as well. Again, I found that with wool hats, they can pretty quickly become uncomfortable, especially with a snapback. This sample is pretty close to ready. I'm gonna release it in a few colors. And then I have the same cap in a cream and black. This one's an earlier sample with a snapback. I'm keen to hear what you guys think if you guys do prefer a snapback, but personally, I just find the Velcro 10 times more comfortable. So I think that's what I will go for the production run. I'm gonna be ordering these while I'm overseas, and then hopefully I can release them in around 2 months time when I'm back. And then this hat from Post Archive Faction that I picked up when I was over in Korea. I love this brand so much. I can't personally find myself wearing a lot of their technical sort of garments, but I wanted a slice of it, so I picked up these two hats and they are insane. They have these really nice closures at the back. I wish I could do something like this myself, but honestly, doing intricate details like that when you are on smaller production runs is next to impossible. I will get to that level, but till then, I'll stick to the things I know. And then I have this CDG cap. Pretty simple. It is just nylon, but it looks nice and classy, and nylon's always good because it's not going to get dirty. Of course, I have to rep the Gold Coast where I'm from with this Alfred's Apartment hat. These have a really similar fit to my own sample, and I drew a lot of inspiration when I was making my hats from Alfred's. Awesome short brim and a mid sort of low profile as well. I love these things. Alfred's is honestly the best little community, and I love being able to support Gold Coast brands. Yeah, I thought that was the end, but I forgot about sunnies and rings. I've never really been a sunnies guy. I've always kind of struggled to find ones that really suit me. I have a weird shaped face. I don't know what it is. They always seem to look too chunky or something. I have this pair from Miu Miu though, and they look awesome. Let me show you them up close. They're this tortoiseshell and they have a thin sort of rectangle frame. I found that's the only frame that actually work on me. These ones just look really good. And then the second pair I have is actually from Cartier. It's a pretty recent pickup, and it was something I was eyeing up for a while. I think it's really hard to justify a glasses purchase like this because they're not really doing anything in the way of sun protection. They are honestly just a straight up accessory. I think they might have some sort of reflective coating to help your eyes, but these are the Cartier Signature C. I was heavily influenced myself to get these. My friends Jake Wilson, who owns Sweats, and Will Stoko, who owns Angel Boy, they both rock these and they look so sick. So I had to pick up a pair pretty much just for Euro summer. And finally, we're at the end. The last thing I want to show you are my rings and my bracelets, which are from Merchants of the Sun. It's the only jewelry brand I've ever worn. I personally only wear silver these days. I used to wear gold, but I find it just looks a bit off. I get a whole lot of questions about my jewelry a lot. Honestly, it's all just Merchants of the Sun. I actually have one of those soldered bracelets from Sarah and Sebastian that I got with Ebbs, but that's just a little small understated piece. That is pretty much everything that I can think of that I'm taking for Europe. I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anything, although there is a lot of stuff and I'm hoping it does all fit in my suitcase. It is 12 now, so I do need to get moving. I'm gonna chuck everything in my suitcase now and hopefully it all fits and we are under the weight limit. We have heaps of small connecting flights, which I obviously can't take as much luggage on, so I got to keep to like a 20 kilo cap for that. I use packing cubes when I'm going away. I have some from July, but pretty much every company has them. They make things so much easier just to separate things and keep them kind of clean and not all creased.